Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Deborah and I thought I'd just do a couple of things today. First of all, this is what I made yesterday. So I'm just going to show you the end result. I ended up putting this fabric on the inside and I turned the edges of this over and sewed it down, and then I sewed this fabric on top. I didn't worry about the edges on here, on this edge, it's still raw. And also you'll notice that I have put my pretty turquoise or mint velvet ribbon on upside down, or maybe you're not seeing that, but I can see that. So I've got it facing out the wrong way, but never mind, it is what it is. We'll deal with that, and I'll find a journal that I'll put it on. Actually, when you tie it up, it's fine, you don't really see that it's on one way or the other. So that's one thing that's done. Throw that over there. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is this beast, which is absolutely huge. Let me turn it so you can see it. And this is one of my journal bags. I'm going to have to make a bigger one for this because it barely fits. And it is my travel journal. So I had told you that I was doing elastic on the spine, and I don't think I've ever shown you that I actually did get to do that in the end. There's a little butterfly stuck up there. I just noticed I've got one of the Tim Holtz butterflies stuck up here on the washi tape. Anyway, doesn't matter. So anyway, this is it. It's done. And this is what the spine now looks like. Sorry, I'll turn it that way so you can see it. So what I did to create this was I needed the straight end-to-end pieces in the eyelets on the inside. And so when they were on this side, they actually are offset. So this eyelet goes to this one to this one. So they're just like on angles like that. But when you draw it together like this, you can't tell that that's the case. It's a beast, no doubt about that. I did make it a lot bigger, but now I'll have to make it even bigger still. And I'll show you. This is the end one here that's on the elastic. So if I want to get this one out, I can just hold this elastic up. Let me get hold of that and then just slide it out, and then I can work on it. So that's the idea behind it. I did end up putting this one in too. That's just the cover piece, but I think I'll put that in a different journal because it's a bit of a nuisance. The other thing that is a bit of a nuisance is this short piece at the front. So I should have made that a long piece at the front. I may have to put another piece on to hold all of these postcards that I did in. So that's pretty easy to get things in and out. It doesn't matter which loop of the elastic I'm using. It seems like it's pretty easy to me to get things in and out so I can work on it. And it's also much better because even though it's massive, everything fits in there. And then, as I said, this is the biggest bag that I've made. It's not big enough for this, it just fits. However, I'll make another one, and then this can become a journal, a pouch for something else, another journal. So that's that one. So that's a bit of a catch up on what I've done with those two items. And then today I need to sort my ephemera. So I thought I'd just sit here and chat and sort my ephemera. Now this is one of the boxes of ephemera that I want to sort. So you can see that it is a lot and it's all messy, and I have been getting messier and messier. It was really neat for a long time, and then for some reason it just went the wrong way. So I thought that I would sort it today. So I'll start pulling it out, and I keep most of my, or all of my, Tim Holtz stamps in this box. So I've got them all here. Actually, I need to create some more covers for these ones. I created a cover for this one out of a file folder. So just one of those plastic ones, and I just cut the edge off it and sewed it down. And I also did that with this one, which happened to have a Velcro tab, and I just sewed that down too. So that just fits in there. I think the clip tabs are much better because that Velcro one tends to peel off, as you saw there. But I just created those myself because I do have the slip-in pockets, these ones here, but unfortunately they're not big enough to fit the Tim Holtz stamps in. They're exactly the same size as the Tim Holtz stamps, so that's a bit of a pity. And that's a bit of ephemera, so I'll have to work out what to do with that. More Tim Holtz stamps, empty containers, more Tim Holtz. You see a pattern emerging here, can't you? This is another one that I've drawn around so I know where everything belongs. Let me move that so you can see I've drawn around all the hats and the umbrellas. So if one goes missing, I know where to put it. So maybe today I'll sew some of these pockets. I think I've still got more of those plastic folders. I haven't drawn around the numbers because I think it must, surely it's pretty obvious that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And then this one here, which I've lost a couple of. So that's why I draw around them, because now maybe they've fallen into the box. I have to fix that up. And then I've got a heap of stuff, all of my Tim Holtz stuff, and well, most of my Tim Holtz stuff, and then of course a few other brands that I buy are all in here, but I'll take it out so I can show you the actual box, which I have shown you before in some of my organisational videos, and that was about a year or so ago, I think. You can see there's a lot just fits in this one tub, which is why it needs to be sorted, because it's a bit of a mess. Oh, and look at that. Here's the stamps I was talking about here. To put those back on. So this is the tub that I've used, and I get these here in Australia from Bunnings. Everything's falling now because it's just way too much. You can see how much they hold. They're very large. I'll just see if I can find my ruler and measure that for you. So they measure 15 inches end to end, which is why I'm struggling to fit them in the camera for you. And then in terms of width, they are about 4 inches wide or tall, and they have a handle on the front of them. This little handle that you can put your hand under to pull them out if you need to. I keep these now on top of one of my Alex straw units, one of the low Alex straw units. I have 3 of these in this size, and I have a skinny one that is little. I'll show you that later. And what I like about them is they've got these dividers in them, because normally if you put something into something like this, everything will just fall backwards because there's nothing to stop them, whereas these have these dividers. And so what I do is I just pop these stamps back on, and I just take my things and I put them in. Now these, for some reason, seem to have lost a bit of their cling. And that's okay, probably because they've been sitting for a while. And then all of these stamps, luckily, fit perfectly in here. You can see that if I try and get that on camera for you. I can't zoom out any further, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work. Just let me adjust that camera a little bit and see if I can make it better for you. That's about the best I can do, I think. So all of these fit, if I turn it this way, in here. So you can see there's plenty of room still left in the pocket here. And then I just can put the rest of them in. And because I've got so many, I have to go to a second tray. Now, when I made these covers, I actually made them so that they would fit perfectly in here. I measured and cut them down, so not only do they fit the stamps, but they also fit into this thing perfectly. So I didn't want them having to lie sideways or turn sideways to fit them in. So they're the stamps that I have, and I don't believe that I have any more stamps anywhere else. Well, that's actually not true. I have wooden stamps, I have Dina Wakely stamps, I have Diane Reevely stamps, and other things, other sorts of stamps, but they're you know, the Tim Holtz ones, plus that one All and Create, live in here, and the rest live in other tubs. So then I need to start sorting my ephemera out. Now with these ones here, like these are my doors that you've seen me use. These things I don't put into a sleeve, although perhaps I should. And then I've got lots and lots of other things here. Now the other thing I store things in is, well, obviously the sleeves. Oh look, more stamps. So that's another set of stamps. Let's pop that over. These are the wallpapers and they fit really well in here too. And then I've got the baseboard frames, and again, good fit. So most of the products that Tim Holtz has fit quite well in here. Now the other thing I use are these. They're like a video cover. They're about the size of a video cover, only they're skinny. They're only about maybe 1/2 inch, if that. Let me measure. They're, well, in terms of 1/2 inch, yep, they're 1/2 inch, and then they are about 7.5 by 5 1/4, and they just click shut like that. So I find that they're really good for storing things that need some sort of a bit more structure than what the plastic sleeve gives me. And then I also have all of these. So what I've done with all my Tim Holtz ephemera is I've sorted it and put it into these little clear plastic bags, and they just sit in there as well. I just seem to have gotten a bit out of control with all of this, but all of that ephemera should be in here. And I've sorted by type, so I've got all like my flowers, my butterflies, so every time I buy another packet I sort it in here. What I haven't done is put my field notes and things in here, and maybe I need to do that to try and sort that out a bit more. Some of those are still in my coloured, you know, the little coloured tub things that I've got. So I probably have to be a bit more consistent in how I'm storing things, I think, so that I know where to go to get things. The other thing I normally do is I put a piece of card, just manila folder or whatever I've got in it, and with these ones I haven't. I probably should do that. There's some other things in here. What else have we got? So I'll just put all those up the front of the thing because they're not as tall. They're easier to get to then. And then I can just get them out like this and flick through them, which I like to be able to do. And you can see this one is called Things with Numbers, so anything that had a number on it went in there. Obviously if it was those, I haven't named those, so I've got like flowers, numbers. I know I have one called Round Things, so anything that's round or roundish is in one of those all together. And then I've got blank labels are in this one, but everything else doesn't really have a, I haven't named it. All the bingo lotto cards, sorry, are in together. And what else have we got here? So these are all hymns, and I reuse packaging. So I bought something and I've just, you know, that fit in there, so I reuse it. Put all the tickets in here. And now then I've got some other things as well. Oh, here's more. I knew there was a fair bit in here. Now if I just bring this back in and show you that all of those things I've just sorted through fit in there. And I still have some room. These are quite forgiving. You know, you can, this is a bit flexible, but although it's flexible, it is strong and it won't pop out, or it hasn't to date popped out. I find a lot of these things, when you start to put stuff against them, they'll clip out, they'll unclip themselves. I haven't had that problem with these ones. And they weren't that expensive either, I found, that they were pretty cheap overall. Now I've got an unopened packet there, so I'll pop that one in too. And there's more. Now this one is this one here, but it's just taken out of its packet. And I didn't sort this into groups. I just left it in one of these sleeves, so it can go in there. And this is another hodgepodge of Tim Holtz things. It probably came out of the one packet and I've put it all in there. I actually don't know which one that is, which is surprising. This here are my Alice chipboards, and I don't like them in there. I want to put them into the other containers, you know, the coloured containers that I've got. But at the moment I don't have any room, so I probably have to switch something over, and I think it's going to be the Tim Holtz little snippets and things like that, field notes and snippets that I'll put over. You can see these are different. These ones just have the thing down here, the little dip down there. This one has a tab up the top. They are the same size except for that tab, because I think these ones are my old Making Memories stamp holders. I have a lot of those as well, and I just buy these from the scrapbooking shop if you're wanting to know where to get them. And I keep the spare ones. I'll just put those in there so that I know that they're spare. This is my die cut, so when I cut things, I do a run of cuts. I put them into here so that I've got them all in the one place. So if I'm looking for something that I have that's die cut, I can put that in there. And then I have all my little tickets, so all of these are all the one type of ticket. And these here are the pieces that I've sewn onto the book pages. So because they're all similar, or they're the same technique, I will put them into one of my sleeves. It will also protect them because they're only on paper. That's not quite long enough. It's probably 1.5 inches short, but I think it will be enough to actually protect them from getting damaged. And since I've taken the trouble to make them, I don't want them to get damaged. In fact, I've just found another one. I think I had these in a sleeve and I don't know what happened with that. Now I think I need to get the next one and do some sorting of it too. I'm meant to be making a quilt today. In fact, I am making a quilt today. I started it last night. I've cut the fabric and I want to get it finished today, but first of all I just wanted to sort this because it's driving me crazy. So this is the next one, and you can see it's just as much of a mess as the other one, and I need to pull things out. So I might start from the back actually. So for a start, that doesn't fit, so I'll have to put that into, I've got a drawer which is called large papers, which is a very bland name, but I know what it means. I've said this before, you need to call things how you think of them in your language. Whatever language you use, that's what you should be doing with your storage. Now this is the little book that I was making a while ago, just with my little offcuts of Tim Holtz and some paper, some file folder. So I might actually go on and finish that today too before I stop. That would be possibly a good idea. And again, it doesn't fit. It's too wide for the tub. So I don't know why I've got it stored in there. I think I put it elsewhere and then I forgot about it. Probably why it didn't get finished. And then a whole heap more of those Tim Holtz things. So I think that's the back. I want to put these. So these are all the sticker books and the things from Tim Holtz. So if I put all of these at the back, I think that would be better. I've got that one in a sleeve. Maybe I should try and put them into a sleeve as well. See, I've got plenty of sleeves and I can always pull them out if I don't like them. And that way also I can keep like with like, because sometimes I'll use one and then I'll forget and then I'll pick up the new one and use it. Not that it really matters that much, I guess. And that one is the Big Chat. This is a different one again. Put that in there. I thought I had more than that. Oh, now here's some more wallpaper. So I've got wallpaper in the other one, so I'll put that aside and put the wallpaper in it. I also have, that is a Tim Holtz embellishment thing. These are just some words and things. Let's pull some of this out. And there's more wallpaper there. Oh, I'll put that in here. Alright, so that's wallpaper, can go with the other lot of wallpaper. And I thought I had some more sticker books and things in here. Clearly I don't, so let me grab some sleeves and pop these away. I guess it depends how you work, how you like to work. I like to have things in, you know, grouped together. You may not like that. You might like things in a different way. And that's perfectly fine. That's really up to you how you want to store your stuff. I'm just showing you how I'm doing mine. Now, this is all sort of handmade stuff that I'm pulling out now. Just have to turn that around, because this bit here is a bit annoying. There's just so much of it. Okay, what's in there? Oh, a little slide. All little slide things in here. I think I'll get this plastic one. And these little slides that I've made and other little bits that I've made should fit in here quite well. And so then I can put that in. Now that'll actually fit like that. It'll actually lay down in there, which is great, because then it's not sticking up and moving around, and it's the perfect size for this tub. That wasn't planned, although I did go with one of the sleeves when I shopped for these. I took one of these and I tried it in different things. Some looked really good, but then they had little ridges down in the bottom corners, and so that wouldn't sit flat, and you know, so I took my time and I hunted around and I found them. These are just long pieces, and I want to put these into one of these sleeves to keep them safe and stop them bending. And that's one of the slides I did. So if I put all these sort of things in here, I think that that will be fine. That's on a piece of paper, so I'll slip that in. Oh, there's another one. Looking back at all the things I've made, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? Yep, it's a bit of a mess in here, I've got to tell you. Now, I've got all these playing cards, which some of them are completely decorated, some of them are only half decorated. I might have to get a plastic sleeve to put these in, or actually I might put them in one of those to contain them all, because if I put them in a plastic sleeve they'll all fall to the bottom, and then they won't be, you know, they'll be very thick at the bottom and very thin at the top. I also have got lots of my postcards still that I purchased overseas, so they'd be great in a sleeve as well. Like I said, this has gotten a bit out of control because I've been busy doing other things and just sort of tossing things into the front of the tub instead of putting them where they actually should be, which is pretty bad. These are my personal postcards. So when my mother-in-law passed away recently, we were going through her stuff and we found all these postcards that we'd sent her from our overseas trip. So that's great. I'm going to put those into my travel journal. It was really nice to find and read them again. We were quite surprised that she'd kept them all. The same thing happened when my dad died. I found things that we'd sent him and went through and got those. Now, these are also more postcards that I got on my travels, and bookmarks and things like that, just things that I bought because I liked them. Oh, there's another one of the clipping things. Pop that in the back there. And more postcards. This is the little one. So you can see it's much tinier, but it is actually the same height, which is good, because I don't like things that are like all the same height and then it goes down like that. I went and looked and I've just found my clipping stickers, and I've got 3 books plus one of the originals that he did, not in a booklet. So probably don't buy any more clipping stickers. That's the tip I'm giving myself today. And the thin one is really good for little things, not these teeny tiny things. I do tend to throw them into the front here if I, but they're a bit small, they get a bit lost. But anything like this tag size, they're really good for, So I've got a whole heap of, these are all sort of things that I have made, all of this, that fit in here, and they probably just need to be sorted so that there's a bit more in each thing so that they'll stand up and they won't, you know, fall over. These are old things that I've made ages ago, newer things, it doesn't matter, but they're all sort of little tag type things. I'll pull that out because that's not. I've got little things. I need some more of those, of these, and at the moment I can't find where I've put the other ones. I know I have more. Maybe I don't. I found another 4. I thought I bought like a dozen, so I'll have to think. They're probably in a drawer because I wasn't using them. So that's, you can see there, as long as they're reasonably tightly packed like that, I think that they'll be fine in there. They'll sit well. So I'll just move that off to one side. I've also got this, which is probably going to go in the back here. So it does fit. It's a skinny journal thing that I sort of half made that can go in there. So anything that's half made. Oh, here I've got these. I've got pockets, all sorts of super duper things in here. I'd like the plastic thing for the cart, these ones. So that's a base one that I haven't done anything with. But then there are others that I have done things with. Here's my little houses that I was making. They can go into a sleeve. I think I had some more houses. I'll probably do like, you know, like for like. So these are the postcards that I was playing with. That's not used yet, but these are the ones that I've done. Anything that's just a postcard by itself can go into that same one I used before. All these little things need to be in sleeves. I think it's the best place for them. So any little postcardy things. I know I had another one here that was like that. I'm sure I'll find it in a moment. I also had some more houses, I think. These are the transparencies. I want to put them in a thing by themselves. If I can find another sleeve. And I've got like these ones are my letters. So they're envelopes that I've done. I'll find a sleeve for those as well. That's the Polaroid. Got plenty of pre-made or envelopes, sort of pocket things. Here's more pocket things. They're a slightly different type, so I'll probably separate those out. And I've got plenty of these book page envelopes that can go in the one thing. And then anything like this, let me just set those aside. Anything like this, I will put into the one because it's kind of like similar. It's similar. You know, they're slightly different techniques, but they're still quite similar. So they can all go into the one thing as well. There's my other pre-made postcard that I can put in that sleeve. Or an altered postcard, I should say. Perhaps I'll call it that, the altered postcard. Now all of these, oh that's a little, there's another one of those. This is a little envelope book I made. Maybe I'll put sort of a packet that has envelopes in it because I've got plenty in here of the envelopes. That's a little journaling booklet. Oh, they're my lovely, the ones that I did with the wine labels. They can go by themselves. I think I like them. There's them there. I think there's another one here. Yes, that's a little bit of pre-made. I'll put it over there. Wine, more wine labels, more of the things. These are some vintage postcards from the Netherlands, and I'll probably put those in with my vintage stuff rather than in with this particularly. And then maybe I need one for belly bands. So I've got that belly band, this one. I'm sure there are other things that I will find as I go through with the belly bands. I guess that's sort of a belly band. I put that with that one though. This one here is, oh, that's a little thing that I did with the postcards and some paper. See, I'd forgotten that I'd even done that. It's quite cute. Okay, so that's a little pre-made, can pop in the front here. So I've got 3, as I said, of these tubs, and I think that I'll probably shown you enough now, and I'm going to go through and just need to find the plastic containers to put those littler things like this in, because then I will have everything sorted again and I won't be hunting for things as I'm looking through trying to find what I want. I'll know where things are, and I think that that's probably best way to go. Now that was a bit of a belly band that I cut a bit off to use for something, but I'll still put that in with the rest of the belly bands. Or maybe I should call it long and skinny and put sort of all the longer skinnier pieces in there. Maybe that's the way to go. That's a bit of vintage, and then I should have a whole heap of, like, maybe that'll go in long and skinny. I have a think about how I'm going to categorize that. I'll have a one with tags, but then you could say, well, what's that bit? It's, you know, bits of stuff to use. That needs to go back in the journaling box. This is the start of a little pocket accordion thingy that I've not finished, so I can put that with those other ones, and maybe I'll put that in there as well because that's probably related to that. And then I've got some tags with nothing on them, some that are stamped, so you can see where I'm going with all of this. And I think that I'm going to stop then. Well, I'll keep going, but I'll stop filming. And thank you very much to everyone for watching. I hope this inspires you to go and sort your own little bit. This is just a tiny bit of my craft room, but I think it just needed a tidy up before I start doing or finishing off the quilt that I'm making today. For now, this is Deborah. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.